Good morning, everyone. Welcome to James A. Garfield National Historic Site. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to have you all here today for one of our favorite events. My name is Todd Arrington. I'm the site manager here, and I'm going to be your master of ceremonies today. The first thing that we would like to do is, in addition to welcoming all of you and thanking you for being here and for choosing to come to the United States and come to Cleveland, and make Ohio and this country a much better and stronger place. We would like to ask our partners with the Sons of the American Revolution to post the colors, and we'd also like to welcome one of our very own staff here, Park Ranger Alan GEPHARDT, who's going to sing the national anthem for us. So if you're able, please rise. We'll post the colors, sing the national anthem, and then we'll begin the ceremony.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color guard, order arms. Present national, post-national colors. Post all other colors. Right face, forward, march.
You may be seated. The bosom of America is open to receive not only the opulent and respectable stranger, but the oppressed and persecuted of all nations and religions, whom we shall welcome to a participation of all our rights and privileges, if by decency and propriety of conduct they appear to merit the enjoyment. That's a quote from our first President of the United States, George Washington. And we're gathered here today on the home of the 20th President of the United States, James A. Garfield. We, the National Park Service, are thrilled to have you all here today, and we are proud to be the stewards of this wonderful place and this home of President James A. Garfield. This is one of our favorite events, as I mentioned at the beginning. It's such an honor and a privilege and a pleasure for us to welcome you all here, not only to this site, but to Ohio and to the family of American citizenship. National parks are wonderful, beautiful, historic, perfect settings for ceremonies like this. So we are so honored to have you here today. We are honored to welcome you as American citizens and to tell you a little bit about the wonderful national park system that is now out there for all of you to enjoy. The national parks belong to every American. There are now over 400 sites in all 50 states, and even many areas outside the United States that are set aside because they have some kind of national significance. And they are places set aside for everyone who calls themselves an American. And today, you join our family, you join our country, and these national parks, including this wonderful park, becomes yours. And so we're so honored to have you here today and to welcome you into American citizenship. And I'd like to close with just one more quote from a different American president that I think really sums up what we're here to celebrate today. If we cannot end now our differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity. For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future. And we are all mortal. And that's a quote from President John F. Kennedy in 1963. So today you have come here for many different reasons. You've come to the United States for opportunity to make a better life for yourselves and your family members. Whatever your reasons for coming here today, your differences and the diversity that I see in this crowd makes us a stronger country and makes us a stronger citizenry. So it is an absolute pleasure, honor, and thrill to welcome you, to be the first to welcome you to American citizenship. So I'm going to introduce our speakers. They're going to come up and just say a few words of welcome to you and a few things that are particularly relevant and poignant on a special day like today. Our first speaker is a fellow National Park Service employee. He is the superintendent of Cuyahoga Valley National Park, another wonderful place that you can explore as American citizens. He's also the superintendent of James A. Garfield National Historic Site, where you are today, and First Lady's National Historic Site in Canton. So please welcome my boss, so make him feel really, really welcome, Craig KENKEL.
Good morning. As Todd mentioned, we are so excited to host this ceremony and welcome you new citizens to not only this national park, but to our community of the United States of America. Todd and I do agree that national parks are the perfect places to host naturalization ceremonies because national parks help us better understand and appreciate our shared American experience. I want to quote Edwin Bars, the chief historian of the National Park Service from 1981 to 1994. He said, "As Americans, we celebrate our diversity. So we must also affirm our unity if we are to remain the one nation to which we pledge our allegiance. Such great symbols and meccas as the Liberty Bell, the battlefields on which our independence was won and our union was preserved, the Lincoln Memorial, the Statue of Liberty, the Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, Yosemite, and numerous other treasures of our national park system belong to all of us, both legally and spiritually. These tangible evidences of our cultural and natural heritage help make us all Americans." More recently, the national park system was expanded to include places such as Cesar Chavez National Monument, Women's Rights National Historic Site, Manzanar National Historic Site, Selma to Montgomery National Historic Trail, and Stonewall National Monument. These places represent the challenges of others to become Americans, or as Americans, to achieve equal rights. By experiencing these special places, we can better participate in the important debate our society is having today about who we are and who we choose to be as Americans. Today, as you become citizens, your own life story becomes a part of the American story. Also, as Todd mentioned, with your citizenship comes shared ownership of these national parks. So I invite you to explore, to study, and to enjoy America's national parks, your national parks, starting here at James A. Garfield National Historic Site. President Garfield's life was the perfect example of the old adage that in America, anyone can achieve anything through determination and hard work. Born poor, Garfield's father died when the future president was just 18 months old. He held numerous odd jobs to support himself while attending school and eventually became a great academic, teacher, and college president. He volunteered to fight in the Civil War, served in Congress for 17 years, and was elected president in 1880. All of you came to the United States for more and better opportunities for yourself and your family. James A. Garfield's life is a perfect example of how much you can accomplish with hard work and big dreams. The National Park Service is honored to be part of your special day. I and my colleagues with the park honor you, we celebrate you, and we congratulate you as you become fellow citizens of the United States of America. Have a great day.
Thanks, Craig. James A. Garfield National Historic Site is very blessed and fortunate to have great support from elected officials at all levels of government, locally, within the state of Ohio, and on the national level as well. I do want to extend special thanks to the folks here today representing Congressman Dave Joyce, U.S. Senator Rob Portman, and U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown as well. Next, I'm pleased to welcome one of our wonderful Lake County Commissioners who again gives wonderful support to James A. Garfield National Historic Site and sees the value in having a great national park like this in Lake County. Please join me in welcoming Lake County Commissioner Jerry CIRINO.
Thank you, Todd, and good morning, everyone. And welcome to wonderful Lake County on this very special day. Please raise your hand if you are going to be sworn in as citizens today. Great. Today's event, which as Todd mentioned in his opening remarks, is really one of our favorite events here in Lake County. And we want to especially thank Judge BAUGHMAN and his wife for always being here to be an important element in this very elegant ceremony that we have. So Judge BAUGHMAN, welcome again to Lake County, and keep coming back, please. He always gives great remarks, and it's a very momentous occasion that I know all of you will cherish. Normally when, I think this is my 6th or 7th swearing in that I've attended, and I normally talk a little bit about, my father and grandfather who were immigrants from Europe back in the 1930s, and how hard they worked and how long they waited for the very special day that you're experiencing today. Many sacrifices were made, as I'm sure were made by many of you and your families as well. I like to tell the story that my father did not meet his father until he was 8 years old. My grandmother was pregnant with my father when my grandfather left Italy, came here and spent 8 years with a sponsor and going through the immigration processes that were appropriate at that time. And when after 8 years my grandfather could finally afford boat fare to go back home and visit his family and see his son for the very first time. That is one heck of a sacrifice. Not to be outdone by others, certainly, but it was an example of the sacrifices that so many people made to do what? To be able to come here, live in this great country of ours, and to become citizens, and all the rights that go with that, and obligations as well. And when you are administered the oath, you will hear some words that are very, very serious. I am impressed with it every time I hear Judge BAUGHMAN administer this oath. It is a very serious oath, and probably one that most American-born citizens probably wouldn't even be familiar with in terms of the level of commitment that this oath involves. So listen to it very carefully when Judge BAUGHMAN is administering it. I also want to make one final comment about, we live in interesting political times, and this is not a political event, but as new citizens and your families along with you, there is a lot of stuff going on and being talked about these days about our great country. And I just want to make the comment that, you know, our country, since its founding, and I think one of the most beautiful things about it is we were never a perfect country. We are not a perfect country today, but we should strive to always be. And many of the things that are being talked about today about our country's past are historically valid. Certainly, those things actually did happen. But the key to remember about the United States of America, the greatest country, I believe, on the face of the earth, is that we have sought and worked hard to correct mistakes that have been made in the past. And we will continue to do that, and we need to continue to do that. And in order to correct mistakes that we make and imperfections that we have, we need a strong, informed citizenry to make sure that we do that. So I just want to tell you that whatever you might be hearing out there about the United States of America, you have worked very hard and made great sacrifices to become citizens here today. It is a wonderful country. We welcome you not only to the United States as a citizen, as new citizens, but also we welcome you to the wonderful state of Ohio and to the county of Lake. For those of you who are visiting, we welcome you and ask you to come back and visit us. For those of you that live in Lake County, we hope you continue to enjoy living in a wonderful county, the smallest county of 88 counties in the state of Ohio, but I think one of the most exciting ones. So congratulations to all of you, and we look forward to sharing this very special moment with you very shortly. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. As I said, we have wonderful support from elected officials at all levels, and that includes our state representatives and state senators down in Columbus. So it's a great pleasure to welcome back someone who's here for almost all of our naturalization ceremonies and is a great supporter of James A. Garfield National Historic Site. Please join me in welcoming Senator John Eklund.
Thank you very much, Todd, and good morning to you all. What a great, great day. A great day for you, obviously, but you know what? It's a great day for us who are here. It's a great day for the state of Ohio, and it's a great day for America, because you represent what has made America as great as it is. People searching for something that they otherwise may have a difficult time finding somewhere else, and that is freedom. Freedom. And all of the inalienable rights that are discussed and recited and talked about in our Constitution and founding documents. Now, there is nothing that I can say to further ennoble what you are going to do today in becoming citizens of the United States of America. I cannot. Your being here and your doing it is the height of nobility. And so I'm not going to try, but rather I'm going to talk a little bit, if I could, about the other half of the rights equation, and that is the responsibilities. You see, your freedom and those inalienable rights are not granted to you by the President or Congress or some state senator somewhere. They're not granted to you by the government. They're granted by your Maker, your Supreme Being. That's what the founders believed, and that's what I believe. So no government can give you that freedom. No government can give you those rights. But the government can try to take them away from you. And the beautiful thing about America is, here, we all are the government. We, the people, are the government. And that means that those rights, that freedom that you're about to undertake and enjoy, can only be taken away by us. It can be taken away forcefully, or it can be taken away because we take it for granted and don't do everything that we can to protect it. So I'm calling upon you all, as soon-to-be new American citizens, to join with me and with so many others who came before you to guard that freedom with everything that you have. And when you do, you'll continue to live in the greatest place in the world to live and work and raise a family. God bless you all. Congratulations, and thank you so much for allowing me to be with you today.
Thank you, Senator Eklund. Before I introduce Judge Baughman and we actually get to the part that you're all really excited about and waiting for, which is to actually take the oath to become new citizens, just want to acknowledge some folks and also let you know a few things that I think you'll be interested in. First of all, we could not do this event without numerous partners. The most important of those, and the one that we've been working with since the beginning, is the Lake County chapter of the League of Women Voters. So we want to acknowledge them and thank them. They also are the ones that will have refreshments for you after the ceremony, if you're interested in that, right inside the visitor center, which is just behind you here. So when the ceremony is done, you are welcome to go in there and enjoy some cookies and drinks and things like that, just as a small welcome and a small thank you for becoming new American citizens here today. We also want to thank our friends over at Faith Lutheran Church, who always let us use their parking lot, which is very important. If you are parked on the church side over there, we would ask that when you're ready to leave today, just make sure you exit to the far side of the church. There is another drive that you can't really see, but it is there. You'll have to exit to the far side back out onto Menor Avenue. If you are a new citizen, if you are taking the oath of citizenship today and you would like to tour the Garfield home after the ceremony, we are happy to invite you to come up and actually see and go inside the home. Park Ranger Alan GEPHARDT and one of our volunteers, Eddie, will be assisting with tours for new citizens. And that is a tour that is free of charge for those of you that are being naturalized today. So Alan is the gentleman that came up and did such a great job with our national anthem. And he will also be leading the tour for new citizens after the ceremony. Now, if you're a regular visitor and you would like to get into the house today, the good news is you can do that too. We would ask that the first tour right after the ceremony we hold just for the new citizens, and then if you're a regular visitor that wants to go through the house today, you can head back into the visitor center, and I'm sure the League of Women Voters will give you a cookie and a drink too if you want that. And then you can head back to our front desk in the visitor center, and then they'll get you set up on the next available tour. So, without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome back Judge William Baughman, who is a judge, U.S. District Court judge for the Northern District of Ohio, and Judge Baughman has been here for almost every single one of our naturalization ceremonies that we've done here over the last 10 or 11 years. He always has wonderful thoughts and words to share, in addition to being the one that is going to administer the oath of office to you. So, Judge Baughman, we're pleased to welcome you back to James A. Garfield National Historic Site. We so appreciate you being here with us again. And for those of you that are about to be naturalized, this is the part you've been waiting for. So, please welcome Judge William Baughman.
On behalf of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Ohio and the judges of the court, our thanks to the National Park Service for hosting these naturalizations. We are here at their invitation, and we're very happy to respond to that invitation however many times they would have us. But traditionally it's twice, and this is our fall naturalization. So thank you, Craig KENKEL. Thank you, Todd Arrington. Thank you, Alan GEPHARDT, and the rest of the staff here at the Garfield Center for so kindly having us here and permitting us to do this very important service for the country in such a beautiful, historic, and meaningful place. Now, at this time, I would ask all the new citizens to come forward and to form a line in front of me. Just spread out in each direction. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. Congratulations, you are now citizens of the United States of America. And you may be seated back with your family. New citizens, I'm honored to be the first person to speak with you now that you have become citizens of the United States of America. It's with gratitude and respect that I address you as citizens who have actually read and who do appreciate our great foundational documents, the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. I am constantly surprised and disturbed that despite the educational system in our country, which in many ways is a very fine educational system, that there are many who come through that system that have never really read the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence and certainly don't appreciate the meaning and significance of those documents. You, however, by virtue of the process that you have gone through, the long road that you have traveled to become citizens, do understand and appreciate those documents. The preamble of the Constitution begins with the words, "We the people." Today, you have joined we the people. You are now members of the Democratic Republic ordained and established by that Constitution. After the signing of the Constitution in September of 1787, Benjamin Franklin received the following question upon emerging from what we now know and call Independence Hall in Philadelphia. "Well, doctor, what have we got? A republic or a monarchy?" He replied, "A republic, if you can keep it." Benjamin Franklin made this proclamation about the kind of government the Constitutional Convention was proposing to the newly independent Americans. But Benjamin Franklin's comment is as poignant today as it was in 1787, and perhaps even more so. The founders in the summer of 1787 launched this country on a bold experiment. They created a government from the bottom up rather than from the top down. Sovereignty, the power to govern, is derived not from a monarch or a state, but from we, the people. The founders recognized that the new nation was too geographically large for we the people to make every governmental decision, or a pure democracy. So they proposed a representative democracy, a republic. Under this scheme, we the people delegate governmental decision making and the implementation of the decisions made to a legislature and an executive. But first and foremost, these delegated representatives derive their authority from and remain accountable to we the people. This system has survived to the present day. And there's good news. The events of recent years, both the highs and the lows, have energized we the people. A larger percentage of us are more engaged than in many years. It's still incredible that a very low percentage of those registered to vote actually vote in most of our elections. And even more incredible that there's a large percentage of people who are citizens of the United States who never registered to vote. But there's bad news. We the people suffer a barrage of insulting and misleading messages through commercials on television and social media. They're directed to have us vote based on guttural and unreasoned feelings. If you vote based on impressions founded on 30-second sound bites, then with all due respect, you're not casting an intelligent ballot. Going forward, we have two choices. First, we can retreat back to our everyday lives, let those to whom we have delegated our authority to govern go about that business, check back in 2 or 4 years to see how they have done, and then, based on our gut, with the aid of social media and sound bites, decide if they have served us well or not. Alternatively, we can exercise vigilance, keep informed, critically evaluate the performance of our elected representatives and executives, let them know our opinions on decisions they are about to make, and hold them accountable for those decisions. But how can we, with our busy lives and limited resources of time and energy, ensure that we keep our republic and make it better? Where will we get the information we need? How can we evaluate the facts and form intelligent opinions? And how can we make our voices heard by those we have entrusted to represent us? There's no magic formula or shortcut here. We must devote our time, treasure, and talent to this important task. If we ignore our responsibility as we the people, we do so at our peril. In preparing for this today, I was struck by the fact that it comes not only close to Constitution Day, which is the date on which the Constitution was signed in 1787, which will be next week on Tuesday, but also very close to Patriots Day, which we observed on Wednesday, September the 11th. And it occurred to me that but for the Patriots, we wouldn't have the Constitution. But for the Patriots who stood up in 1776, we would not have had the Constitution proposed in 1787. And that's only part of our history. During the Civil War, the Patriots stood up again. There were states that had turned their back on the Constitution, had left the Union created by the Constitution. The Patriots came forward and they prevailed and preserved the Constitution. And perhaps more closer to most of us, I don't know if we have any World War II veterans here, but certainly most of us have been touched by World War II and have parents or aunts or uncles who served in the military back then. The Patriots came out in World War II and made sure that we had the Constitution and the way of life that the Constitution has provided for us. So let's remember the Patriots and their important role in preserving our Constitution. I am, however, certain of this much. We live in most difficult times. Our economy, although perhaps somewhat better, remains in distress and uncertainty. We continue to live in a dangerous world in which forces of evil have taken a death oath to topple our way of life. We hear that we must give our leaders a blank check to address these problems because they're beyond our understanding. We, the people, must resist this invitation to abdicate. Benjamin Franklin calls out to us from across the ages. Well, fellow Americans, what do you have now? A republic or a monarchy? We must answer resoundingly. We have a republic, and we will keep it. You'll have an opportunity today to take a very important step in keeping the republic. The League of Women Voters are here. In addition to refreshments, they will also assist you in registering to vote. So not only will you be citizens today, but you will also be citizens who will be entitled to vote in the next election and every election after that. And I urge you to please get out and vote in every primary and general election. We're really past the day where you absolutely, positively must show up at the poll and cast a vote. We have the absentee ballots now, and also you can go to the Board of Elections early and vote. There's more opportunities. It's much easier than it has been in the past. So don't forego that opportunity to exercise your right as a citizen to vote. I close with a solemn reminder. Our founding fathers took a great risk when they adopted the Declaration of Independence, which established this country as a free society. Mindful of this risk, they closed the Declaration with these words. And for the support of this Declaration, with a firm reliance on protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. By taking the oath of citizenship today, which is essentially the same oath I took when I became a federal judge, the oath taken by our representatives, senators, the president, the governor, the oath that our brave servicemen and women in uniform take, you have pledged your lives, your fortunes, and your sacred honor to the betterment of the democratic republic, ordained and established by we, the people. On behalf of the longtime citizens of the United States, let me express our deepest gratitude to you. First, for choosing this country, and second, for the significant role you will play in keeping the republic created by the Constitution. May God bless each of you new citizens and your families, and may God bless our country. Congratulations, and welcome to the family of the United States. At this time, we'll pass out the certificates of naturalization. Danetta from the Immigration and Naturalization Service will call your name, and when she calls your name, please come forward. We have a great tradition here at the Garfield historical site where the new citizen places a pin on the map of the world from their country of origin, so we can see the diversity that has been the basis of our strength as Americans. I'll then give you your certificates of naturalization, and some of our elected officials and representatives of elected officials have some welcoming material to pass out to you.
Ricardo Sanchez Cuellar. Congratulations. Welcome to the family. David Ramingo Cuellar. Yelena Shetstids-Yatnaya. Bogdan Shetstids-Notny. Yulia Shetz. Kevin Akbogazi.
Congratulations, welcome to the family of the United States.
Dilfuza Rahmat-Kojava. Ilya Artemenko. Jeremy Alfalarin.
Congratulations.
Daniel Balloon.
Congratulations.
Trang Truong.
Congratulations, Bob.
Andali Zara.
Congratulations. Welcome to the family of the United States.
Venetia Rai. Nicole Badur Rai. John Chieko.
Congratulations, welcome to the family of the United States.
Janita Ligu.
Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you so much.
Ira Mahajan.
Congratulations, welcome to the family of the United States.
Mahali Patel.
Congratulations, welcome to the family of the United States.
Elizabeth Salinas Santos.
Congratulations, welcome to the family of the United
Thank you.
Carolina Fani. Lorado Mahonda. Frank Kalue.
Congratulations, welcome to the family of the United States.
Sophie Jane. Wasan Aldibis. Yazan Abdelhabas. David Gendahimana.
Congratulations, welcome to the family.
Jose Mendoza.
Congratulations, welcome to the family of the United States.
Rod Momenian.
Congratulations, welcome to the family of the United States.
Michelle Suvedi. Shahid Mumtaz.
So that is the conclusion of the formal part of our ceremony. We invite all of you to spend some time here today learning about this national park, learning more about President James A. Garfield, and enjoying your first day of American citizenship. I want to thank everybody who has been here this morning, or even those that are not here but helped us put this ceremony together. And once again, I do want to acknowledge the great support that we have from elected officials at all levels, and I do want to thank the folks that are here representing Senator Rob Portman, Congressman Dave Joyce, Senator Sherrod Brown, and also Ohio State Representative John Rogers. With that, we are concluded with the ceremony. Once again, to all of the new citizens, thank you so much for coming here, for bringing your cultures and your different experiences of life, and becoming American citizens. We are better today than we were an hour ago because of all of you. So thank you for being here. Welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, and enjoy American citizenship. Thank you very much.